What's the haps, folks? This is Professor App here with a Let's Play of Pentiment. Last time we continued our lives in Europe, and we began our first step in our doing some research for the mural. It turned out I was right, and that I had to make a few decisions about what I needed to do in order to, like different avenues of research I'd take in order to decide what would go into the mural. So the first thing I did was I went to go and see Brigitte to see if she had the book about Tassing that Martin stole, and it turns out that she did have it, and she kept it with her all these years. It turns out that she didn't want anyone knowing that she had it because of what Martin did, and it would have made it look bad, if it found he'd stolen that book just after the Baron's murder. She did make a point though, saying that she didn't want us to tell anyone that she'd had it all this time. So I wonder if that'll come into play some point down the line. Maybe it will. I need to make a decision about someone has to where I got the book or something. I haven't read the book yet though. So I think I said I had to wait until I was back home in the evening or something before I could read it. So in the meantime, I went to go and see Black Till to see what he'd found while he was milling the fields. I managed to convince him to help me get into the mines because he'd been talking about finding old pottery and old sculptures that he found while working in the fields and ploughing them up. I went to go and see Vern to get me some rope, which I didn't actually need to do. I think this is one of those things where I had to make a decision about which one I should or shouldn't do. And I also went to go and see Apollo and Artemis, who were deciding to pull a prank on Father Thomas by putting some frogs in the church, so that when he opens up the casket mass, they'll release little frogs or something. I don't know if that'll work, and it feels like those two are just a pair of big kids. I don't think they're actually doing much, to be honest. I did end up helping them out though, because I thought maybe I could use them later on down the line. Maybe I could because I helped them out this time. Maybe they'll help me out if I need something. They get them to do something for me. So I went into the mines and I found a few bits of broken pottery. And I also saw some sculptures and carvings on the walls in the mine. And they all point to this sort of strange building that Magdalene doesn't seem to know what it is. I think it's called the Mistreum or something. And so she doesn't know where it is, and maybe that might lead to something that's going on in the town or something. And also, when I was trying to climb back out of the mines, I saw someone try and drop a rock on me. I don't actually know if that's what they intended, but a rock fell on me, and there was a shadowy figure up at the top of the mine. I'm guessing that turned out to be the mastermind who's coming to see what I'm investigating. Because again, the mastermind definitely doesn't want us to be working on the mural rather. And so, they're obviously investigating us to see what we're doing so we don't uncover something they don't like. I think what I'll do now is, I think now time has passed and it's in the afternoon, so I'm not sure whether I can go and read the book that Martin stole, or whether I can do something else. But I suppose that's something we can find out in due course, so I want to get started and see what we've got in store for us. Right, yeah, so just come out of the salt mine, and let me just have a quick look at the journal. Yeah, so it looks like I've still got room to do other things. I can go and see Smokey at the charcoal burner, or I can go and see Il Peter. Let me just quickly check. Before I do, let's just see what happens if I head home and see if I can start reading the book that Brigitte gave me. Oh yeah, there's the pig again. I don't know what this is about the pig. Oh, who are you? Haller. You. Yes? I'm Haller Brandt, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? It's not my pig. Which one of these would be the best thing to say here? He's probably not going to believe me about that. Let's say, I'm the prince's daughter, Magdalene Druckerin. I didn't ask for your name. I asked why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me. So do I look like I raise pigs? You look like a little girl who's going to be in a lot of trouble if she doesn't answer my question. Can I try all of these then? So say, was that you watching me a few minutes ago? That rock almost hit me. Watching you? No. The rock? I don't know what you're talking about. Now answer me. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you are the only person I've seen. If the pig doesn't belong to you, what are you doing here? Does everyone have to justify being in the woods? If I think you're stealing the Lord's wood or illegally grazing your pigs, yes. Alright, let me ask a different question. Whose pig is this? I said, I don't know. The pig was in the woods when I came in here. Ah, a mysterious lost pig. Who apparently belongs to no one. I suppose so. Oh god! You didn't have to do that, mate. Oh god, that was awful. If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Oh my god, do you understand? Don't say anything. Fine. Remind your neighbours what happens when you break the Lord's laws. Oh my god, you didn't have to do that, mate. I knew the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I've never seen one before. I didn't realise they were so strict. I suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and back to work at the Wrath House. You didn't have to shoot it, you could have just taken it away or something. God. Oh, that's awful, that. I wonder if that's going to come into play later. Good day, Magdalene. How's the mural coming along? Well, I think. I'm off to start the first part of the mural today. I'll paint the founding of Tassing and the Romans. Well, you won't want for any models. Tassing is littered with Roman ruins. It's almost a nuisance. I trust you'll take the council's opinions on the matter into account. I'll listen to you, but ultimately, the decision on what to paint lies with me. Of course, you are the craftsman in this endeavour. Or craftswoman, as it were. All I ask is that you keep the Lord in mind. The mural is for Tassing, but we have others to appease as well. I'll consider the Lord, don't worry. Thank you, Magdalene. Anyway, I'm glad that the mural is coming along well. Forgive my sudden questioning about it. I've been so busy preparing for the council's next meeting, I haven't had as much time with Anna as usual. And that's his wife. She says I get a bit frantic when I'm overwhelmed. Maybe you should take some time off from the council, Paul. Haha, and let George, Werner and Baltas run the town on their own? Christ, can you imagine? They'd be at each other's throats within a day. It took us 3 weeks to agree to institute yearly maintenance checks on every home in Tassing. Oh yeah, Big George was saying that, I remember. The ideas had quite a bit more pushback than we'd anticipated. It's a bit snarky, that one. I can understand the utility of the proposition, but it might feel like a nuisance. Precisely, that's the issue we've run into. This will help protect those in Tassing who don't have the skill to fix things themselves. Widows like Agnes or Gret. But without instituting it for the whole town, we can't enforce the proposition. In any case, the matter is far from resolved. I imagine spring will come before anything is actually done. I better get back to work. Thank you for letting me interrupt your day, Magdalene. God bless you. Until later, Paul. Okay, nice chatting with Paul. Right, so can I still carry on, or can I just go and just head to the Wrath House now? Or is that what I need to do? I've not really seen these people. Oh, is that Ursula? She's grown up a bit, has she? Yeah, she was one of Peter's. Was it Peter's children, wasn't she? It's Fabian. I don't remember Fabian or Carl. Right, let's head back then. And there's Kraft. Hey, Magdalene. I believe the Wrath House is this way, isn't it? Yep, here we are. Also, I'm actually not to start it yet. I was need to do something else. I'm not sure. No, I can't do anything in the Wrath House just yet, so I guess I should go and do something else, I suppose. Maybe I'll try and see if I head back home and see if I can read the book. Can I sit down and read the book at all? No, not yet. No, that's not it. Let's try. Can I go to one of the desks? Oh, and what's this? The Wrath House mural sketches. I think this is what my dad wants. I think these are all of the plans. What is... Is this past the plans? Oh, I've seen this before, haven't I? Stop. Huh. I've not seen this before. I feel like I have, haven't I? Who visited recently? Well, whatever, I'll bring it just in case. Alright, so better get these over to the Wrath House. Yeah, so I've got the plans. I mean, I've not done this before. I feel like I'm getting a sense of deja vu here. Class, all right. Oh, Magdalene. No, he's still bedridden. So now I've got the plans. Maybe can I go to the Wrath House? No, I still can't do anything at the moment. May as well go and see someone else then. It's interesting I still can't read the book. Let's go and try Smokey in the forest first. I know I've just been in the forest, but let's go and have a word with him. He lives over here, doesn't he? Yeah, Smokey's house. Oh, someone else with him. Is that Václav? I think that's how you pronounce it. And there's Smokey. Good day, Mistress Druckerin. I've told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalene. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you knew anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw were those two twins, making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I set foot close to that place. What are you interested in over there? The mural in the Wrath House needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them, and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars and Tassiea, the nymph, was always my favourite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassiea? Like Tassing? Folk named the town after a pagan god, a Roman one at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. Oh, count me curious. Ha! I won't be scandalising you. Can't have your father hounding me for any coarseness. But I'll tell you the decent bits of what I remember. Alright, what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So, he trampled through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest, and not in the local town. Why would a god be hunting in Tassing's forest? How should I know? Maybe he just wants a brisk walk. Besides, why should anything the gods do make sense? These were the old days, when spirits and ghosts prowled. Well, they don't prowl now, do they? Ghosts aren't real. Human spirits go to heaven or hell. They don't stay on Earth. So you say, and I agree. But other spirits still wander around. Demons and such. Besides, who doesn't love a good ghost story? Let a man have his fun, Alright. Keep going. So, Mars found a nymph, Tassiea, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr, And in return, well... so, sex then, yes? Tassiea bathed the god. Ha, I get it. They bathed. I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, it dripped onto the ground and it blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why this valley is so fertile. We've been growing crops here for generations. People would want a reason for that, even if it was the gods. Whatever the reason, Tassing's been blessed with fertile ground for hundreds of years. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories, as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Because of how long it was a Roman colony? That, and how much of the town is built upon the Roman foundations. Tassing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Romans' day. At least, that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest, and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town, and you'll start noticing things. We use their stone to build. The old temple by Satia's shrine has grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman paved stones under the road if you look hard. It may not be Roman, but this town is. I never realised how much we relied on the Romans for our infrastructure. Most of the people around here don't. The townsfolk are too busy to notice what's right in front of their eyes, probably because they're just too busy toiling away with their lives, aren't they? Well, thanks. I should get going. Just keep an eye for any wolves or satyrs you might see down there, eh? I'll let you know if I see any. Thanks for your help. Good luck, Magdalene. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe. I should go back to the Wrath House and get to work. Right, okay. Let's check that. Yes, now I've done everything I can. I think I can just go back to the Wrath House. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I should head to the Wrath House and finalise my plans. Smokey told me a story about the Romans. He said that the gods Mars was hunting in the woods near Tassing when he heard a woman cry out. When he investigated, he found a satyr trying to have his way with a nymph. Mars took the form of a wolf and killed the satyr. The nymph rewarded him with her favours, and supposedly it blessed the spring, which blessed the lands around Tassing. It might be too carnal for the mural, but maybe I could use it. Right, okay, so maybe if I head to the Wrath House now, let's see what happens. Okay, here I am at the Wrath House, let's see what happens. Ah, here we are. Now I can start working on the mural. Nothing else here, okay, so work on the mural. Time is now passing to 3 o'clock. Oh, here's Otts. Hey Mags, how's the mural coming along? For Christ's sake, Otts. What? He still doesn't get it, does he? How many times do I have to tell you? Use my proper name. Oh, right. Sorry. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. No work of art appears significant at the start. You think Michelangelo was born a great sculptor? Suppose not. So, Michelangelo, what the hell? What are you doing? I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Avery Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Right, okay, so... what would be the... I think this is where I need to make a decision. Okay, so let me think. Yeah, maybe this... actually, maybe not that one. Maybe they won't like human sacrifice. Actually, let's go with it, see what happens. I'll recreate an image I found in the mine. It shows how our ancestors made human sacrifices to appease Purgator and the spirits. Human sacrifice? Don't you think that's a bit much? I don't know how the rest of the town will take it. Especially Father Thomas. So what made you choose this story, anyway? I don't think we should hide our pagan past. That is what our people did. I guess that's true. Still, I think it will shock some people. Especially Father Thomas. Thanks for explaining it. Of course, I want you all to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now that I've figured out this portion of the mural out, I better start thinking about the next section. I'll leave you to it, Mags. Magdalene. Good night, Otts. Good night, Magdalene. Should I quickly correct himself there? 6 o'clock. Now that I've decided how to pick Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kiersau's history. Mother Illuminator's letter mentioned that a Mathieu Faucigny used to be a brother in Kiersau, yes, and he used to be prior as well. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write to them both now before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Yes, please, let's do that. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. Before that, let me just quickly check. Now that I've decided how to portray Tassing's early history, I need to think about how to represent our early Christian history. Mother Illuminator suggested I should write to Mathieu Faucigny who was Kiersau's sacrist and may be a good source of information. That everything? Looks like it. Right, let me just quickly check. Can I head out? Oh, I can head out. I don't think there's anything outside I need to do, so let's go and see if I can read the book. See how can I do that? Maybe do I need to write first, then I can read the book. Can't do anything here. Okay, I guess I'll start writing. Alright, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. Okay, here we go. When the Romans, having conquered the town, built up the walls around it, they established many temples there. This is harder to read than I thought. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easy to read. Ergo simulcrum in orge ut Mars nostrum operum conspiciat. I raise a vision in a field so that Mars may behold our work. Huh. Sedit Diana loco sactorignosus ipsa. Diana, the virgin Roman goddess of the hunt and the wilderness. Diana is also associated with fertility, the moon, and the underworld. Okay, and that translates as... Diana sat in a place with water oozing up from herself. What does that mean? Oremus us defendat oppidum. Let us pray so that he or she may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big though, it'd be a lot of work. I can ask Sister Gertrude or Baltas for help. Werner too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. They're probably going to wonder where I got it from though, aren't they? Maybe even Father Thomas, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminator told me that Matthew knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther too. Right, here we go. Most revered Mathieu Kiersau, Archdeacon of Sion. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer, Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's Rathaus. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Mother Illuminator told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kiersau's early history. I understand you are a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the abbey's history, we would appreciate it. I know it may be small comfort, but there are many in Tassing who regret what happened during the revolt. Sister Gertrude is still here, with the poor Clares, and she speaks fondly of the old abbey. Thank you for your help, Magdalene. Okay, now let's write one for Esther. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened since I last wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy, and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoll said that he's not going to recover. That it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. I don't want to believe it, but it's hard to argue with Dad's condition. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father, or why. I found a note by him too. All it said was, "Stop." It wasn't from the shop, because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about me being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about Dad. Ots has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints too. It's sweet and I'm glad for the company. It makes the days easier. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas, if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stolz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. £8. Yeah, translation troubles. Let's have a quick look at that. I should write back to Esther to let her know of all the things that have been happening here. The letters are done. I should go to bed. I hope I hear back from Mathieu soon. Okay, and then we have Historia Tassiea. I was only able to read a little bit of the Historia Tassiea. The Latin is difficult, and the book is in bad condition after sitting in a peasant's drawer for so long. From what I could read, the book talks about various monuments that were made to the Roman gods around town. I should ask around town for help translating the Latin. Sister Gertrude, Baltas, Dr. Stolz, and even Father Thomas may be able to read it for me. So I'll need to make a decision of who's going to read it. Right, I guess it's time to go to sleep then. Hope nothing else happens in the night. It's late, I should get some rest soon. Let's go to sleep. Seventh, 8th, 9th, 10th. Oh, those days are passing on now, aren't they? It's been about 2 weeks. Mistress Druckerin, a few more letters for you. From Esther and from Matthew. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. She's not done anything else in 2 weeks, or she spent all this time painting. The first letter is from Reverend Matthew. Oh, there's a Rutger with him. I guess they are still together then. Mistress Druckerin, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kiersau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavours to catalogue the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and the Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Some time after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kiersau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman obviously. Let's try again. The abbey was founded by a noble woman of the Kiersau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kiersau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbours put any other records about the abbey to the torch. He's not going to forget that, is he? Sic sit Historia Tassiea, which means, thus burns the history of Kiersau. While we cannot change the past, I have heard that Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Apostolic poverty. Christian doctrine that calls for followers to live without owning personal property or accumulating money. While it was condemned by the Catholic Church as heretical, its defenders claim their practices are based on the lives of Christ and the apostles are described in Scripture. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kiersau's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. It is hard to be overjoyed at the news of your neighbour's late regrets. Many of the injuries inflicted 18 years ago will never heal. Regret cannot undo what has been done, but we can all find redemption through Christ. We must pray for love and reconciliation in the days ahead. In the end, that is all that matters. Winter comes swiftly. I'm not sure what that means. As Huguenots and Lutherans plague my homeland. Let's have a look. Huguenots, a group of French Calvinists known for their vocal and sometimes violent opposition to the Catholic Church. Right, of course he'd oppose them. Lutherans, the most prominent of the Protestant branches, Lutherans were banned from propagating their ideas in the Holy Roman Empire and suffered severe persecution for their beliefs. Thank the Lord you still live in a land ruled by the one true church. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. Not sure what that means. May God keep and protect you. The Most Reverend Mathieu Kiersau, Archdeacon of Sion. So I guess go up to the monastery and see if there's any of the sisters know anything. Ah, another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene. I am terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide you anything from Prague, you'd only send word. I know we are further away than is easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Hashem, literally the name in Hebrew. This is a way to refer to God indirectly in informal conversation or writing. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet, the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt. That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I'm encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guild here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age when all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. But I am glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We are all well here. Alicia has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simond. His family didn't move far away after all. That's the bloke that she likes. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with mother and father quite often now, so I hope that I'll be sending good news in my next letter. With Hasham's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. Werner was supposed to come check on Dad today. I wonder where he is. Maybe I should try to find him later. Good morning, Magdalene. Good morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things in time. Do you want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. Your letter from the Archdeacon. Yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? He didn't have much to say. He was still upset about the Abbey's destruction. He did say the Abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clare's mate might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Caviazels used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, I will, thanks, Dad. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. I won't go far into them, Dad, just to take a look. Alright, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my old bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright? Alright, good luck. Right, I suppose this is moving on to the next part of the mural then. So let's just quickly check that. So Christian Tassing. Reverend Mathieu suggested the poor Clares may have preserved whatever was left in Kiersau after the fire. I should talk to Sister Gertrude about visiting the convent and the abbey. Father Thomas is always talking about Tassing's saints. I should ask him more about them. Dad also suggested I talk to Elsa up at the mill. He said her family has lived in Tassing for generations. She might be able to tell me about Tassing's history. There's also this business with the Historia Tassiea. So I'm wondering who would be the best person to talk to about this. Yes, there's one objective. There's Father Thomas at the church. Have another look at the map. That's up at the mill. That's Elsa. I think that's that one is. And then there's the convents. You know, speak to the sisters there. Okay, let's just quickly head out. Right, well, I think I'm probably going to save that for next time. Yes, so it'd be interesting to see what happens after I finish the mural, because it'll be, you know, I want to see how people will react to it and whether they'll will that start another riot, or will that be used like a way of like getting the mastermind to come out or something, like lure them out and like give themselves away or something. Maybe that might be it. It might be a way of like, you know, exposing them once and for all. Because obviously this one does feel like a bit less like lower stakes and lot more personal than the first two parts. So like, obviously not dealing with murder this time, so that does certainly help, doesn't it? But I suppose we can look forward to that next time. And if you like this video, then please give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, it really does help me out to get my channel known. If you want to see more content like this, like more of Pentiment, or if you have any suggestions for what other games should play in the future, then please leave a comment in the comment section below. And until next time, folks, bye.